In 1990, Tim Burton gave us not just a film, but a modern myth. Edward Scissorhands is a Gothic fairy tale that cuts deep into the heart of what it means to be an outsider. It's a story about conformity, creativity, and the sharp edges of otherness. Let's explore why this film remains a timeless masterpiece. The film opens with a grandmother telling a bedtime story, immediately framing Edward's tale as a fable. We're introduced to the pastel prison of Suburbia, a world of manicured lawns and identical houses. This is Burton's brilliant visual satire, a community that values sameness above all else. Then, into this world comes Edward. Edward, played with heartbreaking vulnerability by Johnny Depp, is the ultimate outsider. Created by an inventor who died before giving him hands, Edward has scissors for fingers. This isn't just a quirky design choice, it's profound symbolism. His hands are tools of both creation and destruction. He can sculpt breathtaking topiaries and hairstyles, but he can never touch without causing harm. The suburban community initially embraces Edward as a novelty. They're fascinated by his artistic talents. His hedge sculptures become the neighborhood attraction. But this acceptance is conditional and superficial. They don't see Edward as a person, they see him as entertainment, a tool for their own benefit. This reflects how society often treats difference as something to be consumed until it becomes inconvenient. The film's central tragedy unfolds through Edward's relationship with Kim, played by Winona Ryder. Their connection is pure yet impossible. In the iconic ice sculpture scene, Edward creates a beautiful angel while Kim dances in the falling ice shavings. It's one of cinema's most poetic expressions of love, a moment of transcendent beauty created from what makes him dangerous. But the town's fascination turns to fear and hostility. When Edward is framed for a crime, the mob mentality takes over. The same neighbors who celebrated him now chase him with torches, a direct reference to classic monster movies. Burton shows us how easily acceptance can turn to persecution when difference threatens the status quo. The inventor's mansion stands in stark contrast to the suburb below, a Gothic castle overlooking a pastel world. This visual dichotomy represents the clash between individuality and conformity. The laboratory, filled with unfinished inventions, symbolizes unrealized potential and interrupted creation. Edward is literally a work in progress, frozen in a state of becoming. Danny Elfman's score is essential to the film's emotional impact. The main theme, with its delicate music box quality, captures Edward's childlike innocence and melancholy. It's a soundscape of wonder and sorrow that elevates every scene from mere storytelling to emotional poetry. The ending is both heartbreaking and beautiful. Edward returns to his isolation, and Kim tells the story to her granddaughter as snow falls from the mansion. Edward's ice sculptures continuing to bless the world below. He remains alone, but his creations bring beauty to others. This is the film's ultimate message, that art born from otherness can transform the world, even if the artist remains misunderstood. 30 years later, Edward Scissorhands remains profoundly relevant. In an age of social media conformity and performance of normalcy, Edward's struggle feels more urgent than ever. He represents anyone who's ever felt too different to belong. The artist, the neurodivergent, the queer, the simply unusual. His scissors are both his curse and his gift, reminding us that what makes us dangerous can also make us beautiful. Tim Burton created more than a character with Edward. He created an archetype. Edward Scissorhands endures because he represents the essential human conflict between the desire to connect and the reality of being different. In a world that often demands we dull our edges, Edward reminds us that our sharpest parts might be what make us truly extraordinary. Thanks for watching.